So you want to duplicate all of your items in Minecraft, but you're not too sure about the consequences. Luckily for you, the list of things I'm going to talk about are very unlikely to happen, but it's always good to be prepared. In all of my time showing duplication glitches, I have never once had any of these happen to me, but I've always been prepared and I've had the backups there just in case these things happen. And what are these things, you may be asking? Well, duplicating your items can sometimes lead to unexpected things happening in the game's mechanics. For example, you might lose all of your items as a whole. Now that's not to say every single item in the game will disappear, although that kind of might happen as well, but what I am referring to is, let's say for example you're in a survival world and you want to duplicate some of your tools or some blocks you have. Please be careful doing that, because not only could you lose the duplicated versions of those items, but you can even lose the originals. Now I'm not trying to say that duplication glitches are bad or that this always happens, because that's not the case at all. Like I said before, none of these outcomes have really happened to me ever, but I've always been prepared, and luckily for you, there are a solution to every single one of these, but I'll talk about that at the end of the video. You may also find that another outcome could happen, which is that you do have the items you've duplicated, except they're entirely unusable. Like, just imagine trying to duplicate your diamond tools and you simply can't use them. Not only would it be a waste of your time, but it will also be a waste of your resources. This brings me to the next one, which is also a massive waste of your time, which is duplicating your items in public or multiplayer servers. Before I talk about this a little bit more, I do just want to say I do not recommend duplicating your items in any servers. The duplication glitches I do are for my world and my world only, so I'm just throwing that out there. On the off chance there are also some realms glitches, but I wouldn't recommend doing those in realms that have strict rules or could get you banned. And if you are going to do some realms glitches, please make sure you be careful doing them, but more importantly, please make sure the owner of that realms is okay with you doing those glitches. If you do not know the owner of the realms, please do not try to perform them in any way. Now, getting a ban on a server is bad enough, but it can also lead to more serious issues which can affect server performance for other players as well as everyone in the game if large numbers of duplicated items start to accumulate. This is where the duplication can get a little bit out of hand, because not only will it affect your experience, but it'll affect every other player's experience, and that's not something you want to do. This brings me on to the next one, which is number 3. It could quite literally destroy an entire server. Now I don't just mean glitched items or ruining the experience for other players, I mean it could literally destroy a server to the point where you'll never be able to play the server again. What I'm trying to say is that, can you imagine doing a duplication glitch in one of these big servers to the point where it ruins the server and forces the server to close down? Now this is where you should probably run and hide, but all jokes aside, I am not encouraging anyone to do this whatsoever. Please do not do this, because if that does happen, then you are in for some real consequences, and I don't just mean a ban from the server. If the server performs as an actual business, you could be in for some legal action. I don't know about you, but I don't think duplicating your items is worth all of that hassle, and the only reason I'm recording this video is to alert you of all of the risks that can potentially happen and how serious it can be. I am not saying go out there and do this, because that is not what I want you to do. And last but not least, your world or save file could become corrupt. Now there are many different solutions in order for you to avoid all of these different risks. For example, if you're going to duplicate your items in your personal world, I would always suggest creating a copy of that world before you do anything. Any duplication tutorial I've made on this channel, I've always said you should create a copy of the world, and many people weren't sure why, and that is the reason. Let's say you did one of these duplication glitches and you lost everything, or your world become corrupt, you have that copy there to rely on if you need to. If you want to duplicate on a big server where you don't know the owner or the rules, I'd simply recommend you not do it. If I don't personally know the owner of a realms or a server, I don't agree with doing a duplication glitch on that world, and I encourage you guys to approach it the same way I do in the future, so that you can avoid all of these serious risks. Duplication glitches can be fun and helpful if you do them properly and with respect, but if you're going to go against that rule and not do that, then it's probably best not to do the glitches at all, because the game will be so much better off. Let's put you in the owner's shoes. For example, if someone did a duplication glitch on your world and it just broke your world, you would not be very happy about it. It would not be the greatest feeling ever, and this is why I'm saying it's important to think about that. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you give it a like and share it with your friends so they know about this as well. Before I end the video, I do also want to say, if you're a Minecraft player who is looking to start their own server, then click the link in the description, because I've got something cool for you. This video took a long time to make, but it's also a very important one to pass the message across, and I feel as though if everyone takes my advice into account from this video, we'll have much more positive outcomes. But if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Comment Dupe King in the comments if you did make it this far, so I can see how many of you watched. I appreciate you guys a lot, and I'll see you all in the next video.